Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today we are talking about Blu-rays. We're talking about two particular sets. One is one film that is a limited edition release from Eureka Masters of Cinema, and another is from Indicator, and it is a box set, and I'm super excited to showcase both of those films, well actually all 7 of the films, with you today. In fact, I was able to watch all of them, so I can talk a little bit about each of them, and I also wanted to showcase the special features associated with each of them. So let's actually just jump right into these films, and we'll just talk first about the Eureka Masters of Cinema release. I almost said cinnamon, which is, I don't know where that came from. But anyway, Spy number 240, it is Mothra right here. Ishiro Honda's masterful kaiju film from 1961. Now, I will tell you this. I have only seen the original Godzilla, and I've only seen some of the newer Godzilla films. And I also watched some of the Godzillas, like Mecha Godzilla, back in the day when I was really young, so I don't really have terribly too many memories with most kaiju films when I was growing up. However, I did have a blind spot for Mothra, so there is something that really is enchanting about this particular film. So I actually just watched this morning. This is a beautiful release, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but I really was enraptured by this film. And I do want to talk about the aspects of this film and also kind of some of the things that it comes with. So right off the bat, right, you get this awesome box set. You got this foldable flap right here. You got the main bad guy right there, who's like a Japanese-American actor actually in the film. But yeah, then you have the inserts of the film itself. So let's actually talk about the limited edition box set just a little bit. So it has 1080p presentations of both the original Japanese and English release versions of the film. Now, I will mention that I only watched the Japanese version of the film. I have not watched the English version of the film. So if any of you have seen both, and you want to tell me down in the comment section down below what you think, compare and contrast, kind of tell me how it is. But I definitely wanted to watch the original Japanese version. There's also isolated music and effects track, which I think was really cool. In fact, that's one of the special features that I think is really fascinating on this one, because Mothra does emit types of sounds, and also there's a lot of things going on. This is a very vocal film. There's a lot of, I guess, aural, A-U-R-A-L. There's a lot of things going on in the sound design, so check that out if you haven't, because it's fantastic. English subtitles, and then also brand new commentary, audio commentary. There's 2 commentaries, one on the Japanese version by David Callett, and then one on the English version by two Japanese sci-fi historians, which I'm going to mispronounce their names completely, Steve Reifel and Ed Godziszowski. Definitely said that wrong. And then the other thing that I have not watched the commentaries, like I said. I've only seen the Japanese version of the film, so I am excited to dive into those when I have more time, obviously. Because this movie is like around an hour and 40-minute mark, at least the Japanese version is. And then there is a Kim Newman on Mothra interview. That is like a 15-minute interview. I did watch that, and I actually really enjoyed it. In fact, I've seen Kim Newman talk a lot on maybe a lot of the Indicator stuff that I have, and talk a lot about Hammer. But he also knows a little bit about the movie monsters like Mothra and the kaiju. And so he kind of, deep dived a little bit on Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, even Gamera. In fact, he kind of shit on Gamera a lot in that interview, which I thought was a little bit funny because Gamera had just also came out with the new box set. But anyway, that's Kim Newman. I actually like him quite a bit. And so I thought that was a really cool interview, especially after watching the film and kind of just seeing the place of Mothra's history within the kaiju universe, within the Godzilla universe, and also in Japanese history. So I really loved the aspects that he talked about when it comes to comparing this film to like King Kong from 1933. Now, I will say that there are some interesting comparisons in the fact that there are 2 fairies that are in this particular film, like 2 small humans, just like kind of mini humans. Sounds weird to say, but you know what I mean when you watch this film. And so they are taken away from an island, and then so this invokes the wrath of Mothra, and Mothra is summoned to more or less save those 2 fairies and return them to the island. And that's kind of that rescue and return thing that King Kong kind of has a little bit too, with where King Kong gets captured and then gets taken away and then kind of destroys the city that it gets taken in, and that's what Mothra comes and attempts to do. Besides the stuff that are on the discs themselves, there's a lot of cool stuff that comes with this particular box set. So let's actually dive first into the design of the package. Right, so this is the original Japanese poster right here. It's red. and then there's all the aspect ratio stuff and all the special features, and then you have the original, or the box set design of it on the reversible cover on it. So that's really, really cool that you can switch those out. And then the other things it comes with is a poster and then also a book. And let's look at the poster first. And actually it's reversible sides just like the slip covers itself with the Japanese and the English version. So let's look at the English version first. There's the Mothra poster right there. I can't see it from where I'm at, but it looks really fantastic. But I actually like the Japanese version of this poster a little bit more because you get, you know, that original Japanese artwork and that Toho studio thing, which I don't know, I love it. So there's that, and then you also get the booklet that comes with it. And the booklet has essays by Scott Chambliss, who's a production designer on the 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then an extract from Steve Rifle, and then the guy I can't speak on the Japanese, the English version of the audio commentary that I can't say his last name, on Ishiro Honda's biography, which is really cool. Now I have looked a little bit on this, and I think it's really fascinating to kind of get that background knowledge, but I really enjoy kind of the design of this booklet, and it's really sturdy. And overall this package is just really fantastic. It's a really sturdy case. It's got a lot of really great, fascinating special features with it, and I think it's a job well done for Eureka Masters of Cinema. And so I had a good time watching this, and I'm going to have a good time kind of diving more into kaiju stuff and really diving into that Godzilla set a little bit more. But yeah, I wanted to start off with this one because it's relatively recent and new, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, Mothra, any of you have this one? I want to know in the comment section down below. Tell me about it and what your thoughts on that are. So moving on from Mothra is a really, really fantastic release from Indicator Powerhouse Films. I'm talking about right here, Columbia Noir Volume 1 or Number 1. Right here, here it is. I actually took out the films, but I really love this still image right here from the lineup. I think this is a really fantastic release. It's very sturdy, and it has a lot of extra features on it that I'll talk a little bit about, but it has 6 films in it. And Escape in the Fog, The Undercover Man, Drive a Crooked Road, Five Against the House, The Garment Jungle, and The Lineup. And the lineup right here, Eli Wallach's the lineup, which we'll talk a little bit about later, but this is a really great set. It's beautiful. So let's talk about each one of the films, talk about some of the special features that I watched on it. I didn't watch all the audio commentaries because that's like doubling the time, but I did watch all the other extra special features. There's 3 Stooges shorts on each one of them. They're all thematically connected to the film itself, or at least kind of connected in a way during the time period that it came out in. So let's talk about Escape in the Fog first. Right here, Otto Kruger and Nita Foch. And I actually talked about this a little bit on in my Noirvember kind of film video that I will put in the description down below, and I can't think of the title right now. But I watched this on the Mill Creek edition on the Noirchive Volume 1 set. So this is just another release, and I actually popped this one in just to kind of see some of the maybe the image quality and see if there's like a comparable release. It's pretty great. It's a 2K restoration here. It comes with some special features, audio commentary by Pamela Hutchinson in 2020, The Fleet That Came to Stay, which is a World War II documentary from 1945. It's a really great 22-minute short film. It's just kind of showing you the archives of World War II during the Battle of Okinawa. It's compiled by Bud Bodeker, who is involved with this film here. And I thought it was really, really great. And then there's also, like I said, there's a 3 Stooges short on each one of these discs. This one is You Nazi Spy from 1940. And so this one kind of is near the early times of World War II. And so the 3 Stooges kind of make fun of the Third Reich. And I really did enjoy this one quite a bit. There's a really great bulldog scene in this one in particular too. But then there's an image gallery, and I really like the image gallery in this one because this one's based in San Francisco, I want to say. There's a really great sequences of a bridge and some action stuff here. But anyway, yeah, here is the film itself and the extra stuff with it. It's really beautiful. So that's the first film. That's spy number 300. So this is 300 to 305. So there's 6 films here. And then the second film here is another one with Nina Foch and Glenn Ford, The Undercover Man. And this one's directed by Joseph H. Lewis, and it is from 1949. It's 85 minutes. And so here's what it has. 2K restoration, audio commentary from Tony Ryans in 2020. Man on the Bus, which is a 1945 short, like it's almost like a PSA for the United Jewish Appeal, which I thought was really interesting. And it's like you're going on this bus ride and kind of like this PSA to the United States in a way, which is really interesting. Walter Brennan's in it, Broderick Crawford, Ruth Roman, and Lassie, the dog. So that was really, really fun. And then my favorite part of this is Income Tax Sappy, which is the 1954 Three Stooges short, where more or less the U.S. Treasury Department is trying to get the Three Stooges, and they're thinking of some creative ways to kind of bypass that, which was a lot of fun. And then also has Image Gallery. And then, this is the premiere on Blu-ray, and it's beautiful. And it looks really, really fantastic. That's Spy number 301. Now we're going to 302. This one's with Diane Foster and Mickey Rooney. Drive a Crooked Road, which is actually one of the better films in this particular release. Mickey Rooney, though, not so pretty in this one, and he is actually a dramatic role in this particular film. Normally he would play some kind of comedic role, because during this time, I'm not super familiar with Mickey Rooney. I only really know Breakfast at Tiffany's, unfortunately. I said unfortunately. And so, but this one is from 1954, and it is really, really great in the sense that Mickey Rooney kind of just gets, intrigued by Diane Foster's character, and just kind of gets sapped into this world as like a getaway driver, and he's just that unlucky guy here. But anyway, Nick Pinkerton gives a 2020 audio commentary. The Guardian interview with Mickey Rooney, which I did actually watch. It's like commentary as you can watch the movie. And I really found out that Mickey Rooney's really full of himself. But that's just what that is. That was with Tony Sloman at the National Film Theatre in 1988 in London. And then there's an introduction by Martin Scorsese. It's only a couple minutes, but it was really cool. Kind of just introducing this movie a little bit, and then also talking about the time period and this noir, because it's 1954, so it's like right in the center of when noirs were coming out. Then there's a screen snapshots, Mickey Rooney then and now, a 10-minute short from 1953, which I thought was really, really cute, because you have young Mickey Rooney, like when he was a kid. I guess he was a child actor, and then kind of going through the studio and watching. It starts off with him in 1953, I guess, with the studio executive looking at this short stuff and kind of just enjoying it as like an announcement. It's like, oh, look where you were from then and now, right? That was a lot of fun. And then there's Higher Than a Kite, which is the 1943 short from Three Stooges. The trio play a bunch of mechanics who find themselves in a situation that's way out of control, and that one was a lot of fun. Just, a lot of slapstick, what the Three Stooges are all about. So this one was a lot of fun. Theatrical trailer that comes with, and then Image Gallery like normal. But this is Drive a Crooked Road, and that's 302. Now let's actually move on from here to one of my favorite films on this set. Not everyone's favorite, but I really love it because of Kim Novak, Guy Madison, Brian Keith, and then also Kerwin Matthews. I think this is the first film he was in. Five Against the House. I really love this one, and it's just like a bunch of college kids who are just trying to rob a casino, and I think in Reno itself. Shot in Reno on the premises of the Herald's Club, the most fabulous gambling house in the world. They hit the jackpot in the world's richest gambling house. But this one was a lot of fun. I couldn't keep my eyes off this one. This one has audio commentary from David Jenkins in 2020, the Guardian interview with Kim Novak from 1997, which I thought was really cool. Kind of just this sit down with, who was it? David Robinson of the National Film Theatre in London. That was really, really cool. Kind of just a retrospect on her career. Talked a little bit about this film too, which I really enjoyed. Sweet and Hot, which is the Three Stooges short on this one in particular, where the trio team up with a female singer in the hope of finding their fame and fortune in a big city. This one was fun because you have this female singer who doesn't say, and I don't remember who she is, but I'm pretty sure she was very famous around this time. But she has almost like a shrill voice, but also at the same time can sing really beautifully. And so that's what's so comedic about this particular film. And then there's an original theatrical trailer and the Image Gallery like usual, which I thought this one was really, really cool. So Five Against the House, one of my favorites of the bunch. Now we're going to move on to The Garment Jungle, which this one actually was crazy because the idea was conceived, I guess, from like an advertisement in the paper, right? And so The Garment Jungle right here, that's the poster itself. And there's what it looks like. The whole naked truth about the rackets in New York's Garment Center. It's really not that sexual. I mean, this is all just a sell, right? So the movie that throws the acid right back in the gangster's face. This is, where that side of this says right there, which I thought was interesting. So let's look at the extra features on this one. So there's a 2K restoration, audio commentary by film historian Kevin Lyons in 2020. It's a Jungle Out There, a 20-minute archival interview with actor Robert Logoya, conducted by Alan Rode, which I actually really enjoyed. He's talking a lot about the background of this movie and kind of how it came to be. And then Laws of the Jungle, a 15-minute short with the writer and film programmer Tony Ryans, discusses Robert Aldrich, who was the original director of this film and kind of got fired halfway through, which I think was really interesting. And then Rip, Sew, and Stitch, which is the 17-minute 1953 short with the Three Stooges. As usual, this one was really funny because they're all tailors, and then they just keep messing up, and then all the designs of the people that they're working with, and then there's this chase, and you know it's all a bunch of tomfoolery. So it's a lot of fun. Image Gallery trailer. It's a beautiful film. And so that's the 5th film right there, Garment Jungle. And then the last one, which is the one that's probably like the biggest named one, I guess, in this particular set lineup. Eli Wallach right here, Robert Keith, and Warner Anderson as Lieutenant Guthrie. And this one's a lot of fun. This one's all shot in San Francisco as well. And I quite enjoyed this one in particular because you get to see the background of which I'll tell you about in the special features, but you get to see the background of San Francisco, and a lot of this was filmed on location. But this one was really fun. This one's from 1958, and so here's the stuff that comes with. High definition remaster, audio commentary with James Ellroy and the Film Noir Foundation's Ellie Muller in 2009. It also comes with audio commentary, 2 audio commentaries, David DeVille and author C. Courtney Joyner in 2020. The Influence of Noir, which is a Christopher Nolan short, talks about a lot of his influence and a lot of the films he would watch, and talks about this one in particular as well, and I think that was really fascinating. Kind of he talks about the big heat in this as well. I think it's really interesting that he talks about that stuff. The Streets of San Francisco, a 7-minute video essay, and the locations of the lineup. Like I was telling you earlier, like really shows you kind of the background of like all the images in the film itself, and it's fascinating. Then there's also 3 episodes of the lineup radio series, which I thought was really cool. The Candy Store Murderer from 1950, 30 minutes, written by Blake Edwards. The Case of Frankie and Joyce from 1951, a 31-minute short radio broadcast. And the Harrowing Haggadah Handball Case from 1951 in 26 minutes, written by Edwards and Richard Coyne. This is really cool. I thought this one was the most unique of the bonus features because you just have this black screen, you have this radio playing in the background. And I thought that was really, really fascinating. And listening to these stories, these short, really, snippets. And I don't know, there's nothing like that anymore. I mean, I guess podcasts are the closest thing to that, but it's really interesting that stuff like that used to exist. Then they have Tricky Dicks, which is the short, the Three Stooges short on this one. And they're all involved in a police procedural, which I thought was really, really funny. There's some bowling balls involved with it as well. The original theatrical trailer commentary, actually direct by the screenwriter of History of Violence, Josh Olson. Image Gallery right here, and then premiere on Blu-ray in the UK, which is just a fantastic, fantastic release. And then this design right here, which is the thing I haven't really dived into terribly too deep, but this is really, really cool. You just get, the background of each of the films. There's a couple of essays on different people in it, talking about Vincent Sherman on the Garlic Jungle, right? You also talk about Mickey Rooney. And there's just a lot of really fascinating stuff that I've just sifted through with this one. But I really enjoyed these sets, and I hope you do too. But yeah, were you able to pick up the Columbia Noir set, and were you able to dive into it? I want to know down in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this video. This one's a little bit new because I really wanted to showcase some films that I watched recently, but also wanted to explore them a little bit deeper. So anyway, thank you all for watching this. I hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, give me some thoughts down below. Like, share this video, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.